Alright guys, I got another video for you. I know this morning we did the TS319 review, and I was talking about how I'm going to do a review on the Miguron Pagos 2. Pagos, however you pronounce it, it's spelled P-A-G-O-S. Miguron, if you don't know, is a company out of China that makes, they make budget knives and premium knives. Not super premium, but premium. I don't think they have anything over $200, $220. They make some great knives actually for the money. Really nice knives. Let's talk about this one real quick. So, this is the second version of the Pagos. The first one was a blocky, poor action kind of pile of crap. A lot of people did not like it. I didn't mind it that much. I only held it one time and used it one time at a show. Someone had one there and I just picked it up and was playing with it. That was actually kind of like a while ago, last year, year before, something like that. But this one is totally different. Way different. This one doesn't have the fuller. And also the scales are contoured. And if you can see the milling on here, the milling is fantastic. So the milling, you get these cross lines, and in the cross lines there's like stippling, like little tiny dots all the way down. It's quite awesome. You can't, I don't know if my camera's picking it up or not, or my phone. I need to get a new phone, or I need to get a camera that can actually see this kind of stuff. I shoot on my Android S22. It's decent. I can actually shoot in 8K if I want, but it kind of has trouble focusing on things that are kind of close for some reason. But I don't know if you guys can see that or not. Also, on my phone mount, I have it shooting downward. And on the top of it where the screen is the whole mount. So I can't even see my screen. I can just see like portions of it. So, yeah, maybe it's time to upgrade to something better. Let's just go over quick specs on this and I'll tell you some more stuff about this knife. So, what we got here? Overall, it was 7.3 inches. The blade is 3.25 with a 3-inch cutting edge. 120 thousandths thick. The steel is M390. So Miguron told me that the HRC is 61. However, White Mountain Knives, where I bought this from, said 59 to 61. So take that for what you will. I think Miguron, I'm going to go with 61 just because that's what they said. Let's see, the handle, 4.18 inches. The weight is 3.5 ounces. And it's designed by a fellow named Sam Luo. I think that's how you pronounce it. Last name is spelled L-U-O. Yeah, so let's just go over some stuff on here real quick. One thing that is a humongous flaw. Right here, this part where the lock bar is, the very top, kind of sticks out over the top of this. And it is sharp. Like sharp. So, I don't know if they're all like that. This one, though, definitely is, and it needs to be rounded off. So, I gotta do that still. Excuse me. Also, when I bought this knife, it had some flaws. One flaw, actually. So, I don't know if you guys can see this or not, but it has these dots. It has 3 sets of them, and they are like in a diamond pattern. There's a dot. Really weird. So there's one here, one here, like a set of them. And on this side, there's a couple dots that go up along here. They're so hard to see, but they're there. I initially thought that it was just oil, but it's not. I contacted Justin from White Mountain Knives, and he talked to Sam over there, and Sam recommended some products to remove it. However, nothing worked. So they were nice enough to offer to send me a new knife and send this one back, or to receive some money off of my purchase for a future purchase. So, and I picked that option. So I decided to keep this knife. I don't want to send this knife back to them and then have them take the hit for it and have them have a problem with selling it. You can barely see the marks, you know. I don't want them to take a hit. They've helped me out so much. The guys over at White Mountain Knives are fantastic. They really excel on customer service, and I know all of us in the knife community really appreciate that. So, thank you, Justin and Sam. Definitely much appreciated. So, another problem with this knife, the front flipper. It is atrocious. You can hit it, but it is not very often you can see that. Yeah, it's not done right. The jimping is not correct. So the jimping on the excuse me, sorry about that. The jimping on this is way too shallow. It's really shallow. It's just barely. It's just barely into the blade, and it's not sharp whatsoever. It's kind of rounded too. So they have a knife called the Miguron has a knife called the Miguron Akri. It's AKRI. That knife has incredible jimping on the front flipper. Probably the best jimping I've ever seen on a front flipper. It's done perfect. It's absolutely perfect. Why they didn't use that kind of jimping on here, I do not know, because I know that Miguron probably got a lot of emails saying how perfect that jimping is on that knife. So why they went with this horrible jimping, I do not know. But I can only hit the front flipper probably 5 out of 10 times. So it's not a very good front flipper. The thumb stud, however, is in a perfect location. It's perfect spot. You are not going to fail this thumb stud. Perfect thumb stud placement. Another gripe I have: the action on this knife. For as expensive as this knife was at $160, it's a pile of crap action. You can totally feel the ball bearings in here. It's like you guys know. You know when you do this, you can feel like it feels like the ball bearings have like a flat spot. When you do this, it's like bumpy. Yeah. I don't know if that's gonna break in or not. I have flipped this quite a lot, and it hasn't changed whatsoever. So I haven't oiled this knife either. When I do reviews, I want to review it straight from the factory. I don't want to add oil or anything like that to taint how I feel about the knife. If the average person were to buy this and they don't have oil or whatever, they don't know how to oil it. Something like that. They know what to expect. So hopefully with a little bit of oil, that will subside and become smoother. But the action right now is not good. It is not drop shut. It's kind of drop shutty. Kind of. I prefer it like that, actually. I don't like drop shutty knives. I hate them. I like knives that, I like doing that. When I do this, I like smacking the blade down. I don't like the drop shutty ones that much. Actually, I hate them. Actually, I really don't like drop shut knives. And plus, I always get cut by them stupid things, or my nail gets messed up. So, what else about this thing? There was another issue. Oh yeah, for all you lanyard lovers, there is no lanyard spot. The pocket clip, however, is... I think it's reversible. Actually, maybe it's, well, maybe it's not, because this is only one screw holding this in. So there must be some kind of part of this clip that goes into the scale to hold it from moving. So it's probably not reversible, unfortunately. One thing about this knife, though, behind the edge is stupid thin. If I were to guess, I would say that this is probably 10 thousandths, 9 thousandths. It's that thin. It is so thin. It goes from, 120 thousandths, and then it's just like, oh my gosh, it's like paper. It's, well, not literally like paper, but like cardstock, like half the thickness of cardstock. It's so thin behind the edge. So thin. Which is, I mean, with the full flat grind, I mean, this thing is definitely a slicer. You could really F some cardboard up with this thing. The ergos are great. The clip is just a very minimal clip. You don't really feel it. One way I do to test a clip that I've started doing is I hold it in my hand like I, would normally hold it, and then I squeeze the piss out of it. Like, really squeeze it hard. And then you see where the clip lands right here. I don't really feel it, though. It's a pretty even line. If there were hot spots on that clip, there would be darker spots inside the lighter area. So it's pretty even on your hand. So there's no like one spot that's pokey. It's all the same. It's very even across your palm, which is really nice. The pivot collar on this side is pretty cool. I don't know why they didn't do it on this side too, but you get the cool little Miguron logo. This blue looks so good with this titanium. Very cool. And the gold, like, it really works well. The color play off on that, it really works really well. Let me get these goobers off of this blade a little bit. This blade, however, is a fingerprint magnet. I mean, God. It really, really does not like fingerprints. I mean, loves fingerprints, I should say. As you can see, the choil is done well. Sharpening choil, done well. Just a regular sharpening choil. The plunge grind, however, I wish they would have just dropped it straight down instead of having this tapered down. It would have made the sharpening choil a lot more useful, and you would have got a lot more life out of that without having to get smiles eventually. So, there's so many things knife companies do that, there's such small things that they continue to do that really messes up a knife. You would think they would finally get it, and all of us reviewers always nitpick all these sharpening choils and plunge grinds and jimping, and no one ever really does anything besides Kaiser. Kaiser seems to listen, and that's really the only company that really does. They always just continue to do these crappy plunge grinds and shit jimping, and I don't know. Whatever. It's whatever. But, would I buy this knife again? No, I would not. I really don't recommend this knife for the price. I wouldn't buy it. And I wouldn't recommend it to you guys either. For the money, there are a lot better knives out there. At first, when I first got this knife, I thought it was freaking fantastic. Like literally my top 5 under $200. Literally. But after using it, that was just my initial impression. After using it and playing with it and figuring out its quirks, it's not even in my top 15 anymore. It really went downhill quick. The access to the lock bar is great. Very easy to disengage. That sharp part, though, man, it is sharp. Man, it is like, you can get ripped up pretty easy on that. Yeah, this knife, they almost got it. I will tell you, though, this knife is way better than the first version. So maybe on the third version, they will actually get it right. Some things I do like about this knife, though, the thumb studs, they're perfect. I swear they have some kind of coating on this ano or whatever this is that makes it more grippy. I don't know if I'm going crazy, but it really feels like they have some kind of thing on here to make them grippy. This straight back is so cool. You really don't see knives like that anymore. People doing that, companies. The straight back looks so good. I really like that. The choil's great. Well, the choil is pretty good. The milling on this is bonkers. I don't know if you guys can see those little stipples. Like when people get tattooed and they do like the stippling. It looks like that, but like perfectly spaced, tiny little stippling in on top of these ridges. You guys see that, man? I don't know if you can see that or not. It's so cool, though. It's such a good look. It's a fantastic look. The pocket clip also, it goes in and out of your pocket pretty well. You don't need two hands to use it. When you remove it from your pocket, it makes a cool little ting noise, which is always kind of fun. Like I said, ergos are great. It's a good knife. It's just not worth what they are asking for, in my opinion. If this was like $120, then I would change my mind and definitely recommend it for sure. But at the price it is right now, I just can't. There's so much better stuff out there. Even the knife I reviewed this morning, this Tucson TS319, it is so smooth, like it literally feels like it's on washers. Like, it is so buttery smooth. I can't get over how smooth this knife is, actually. Out of all my knives that have bearings, this is the smoothest by far out of all of them. They really knocked this knife. They knocked out of the park. This is fantastic. That knife is so good. Especially if you like those smaller, around 7-inch knives. It's perfect. I really don't have anything else to say on this. Anything I'm missing that I forgot? Oh yeah, this pocket clip does seem to move a little bit. I did try to tighten it up, and it did seem tight, but I didn't crank on it. I'm sure if I crank on it a little bit, it'll tighten up. Also, there is definitely some heavy milling going on in here. I think if they did not have the milling, I think it would have been a lot nicer knife. It's kind of light. It is balanced kind of far back. It's not over the pivot. It's on the back side of that finger area, so kind of far back. It came sharp. Let's test it out real quick. Let's just see. Nope. It's okay. It's not the best, but if you were to throw a nice little 15-degree edge on this and take it to like 600 grit, this will probably be the slicest knife ever. Like, I can't believe how thin this is. I wish I had a caliper to tell you. But I really feel it's like 10 to 12 thousandths. It's so thin. Yeah, man, it's so thin. But yeah, let's just leave it like that, guys. I really don't have much else to say on this. I don't recommend it, unfortunately. I don't really have another knife. Oh, you know what? The next video, we're going to do this. We're going to have some fun with this freaking thing. We're going to have fun with this. I will set up my camera in such a way that you guys can see me mess up some cardboard and mess up some who knows what, man. We're going to beat on this knife and see what happens. For only 15 bucks, it's a pretty stout knife, so I think it can handle what we throw at it, but we're going to jack this knife up. I'm really curious to see how it holds up. With that being said, I guess we're just going to leave it like that. Thanks for watching, and I really appreciate the support. If you would like, drop a like, a comment, hit subscribe. It definitely will help. And we'll catch you guys on the next one. Thanks.